Okay, so we can start by you saying hi to the audience, if you want to do it in Chinese.
OK， 大家好，我的名字是杨轩 Yvette Young， 这是我第一次来台湾，我非常高兴。I'm doing an interview as part of YSO Life.
Yeah, that was the first time hearing your Chinese name.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese name reveal.
For sure. So yeah, this is your first time in Taiwan. So are you expecting anything out of it? Because you did a little brief tourist thing yesterday, I believe.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I think with me and my bandmates, we just want to do the most local thing possible.
Right.
We don't really want to do like the tourist stuff. So we went to a night market the first night. I don't eat meat, so I had a bunch of fried mushrooms.
Right.
And they had, I think, pork buns. We all got 葱油饼.
Right.
I really like. And yeah, it was cool. And then yesterday we went to this big shopping center because it was air conditioned.
Yeah, it's very hot in Asia.
It's very hot. We were walking around like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine like working in this weather.
Yeah. It's like, it's really tough for me as well.
Yeah, I'm like sweating just existing.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of us over here. Yeah, so, I believe this is even though we're talking in English right now, but I think this might be your first Chinese, well, at least it'll be translated into Chinese interview.
Yeah.
So a lot of, maybe the audience might be familiar with you that much. Yeah, and especially you play so many different kinds of instruments, right? So would you mind telling us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so I grew up in classical music. My mom and my dad both love classical music. So I started on piano when I was 4, and then violin when I was 7. And I played in 2 orchestras. And long story short, I was under a lot of pressure to do competitions, and it was just, school was really hard. And I think when you're that young and there's so much pressure on you, it's easy to feel maybe like depressed or anxious or mentally sick. So I got mentally sick and I went to the hospital for an eating disorder, and then I had to stop everything. And during the hospital stay, I always wanted to play guitar. Like I grew up sneaking out to go to rock shows because I wasn't allowed to.
Right.
But while I was in the hospital, I got an acoustic guitar, and that's when I started teaching myself how to play just by ear. And classical music helps because once you learn one instrument, it's like other instruments are a little more intuitive. So yeah, I taught myself guitar and I wrote songs just as kind of like self-therapy, a way to journal. And yeah, I got out of the hospital, I went to college, studied, I double majored in visual performing arts education and fine art, thinking that I would be an art teacher. And I just kind of played guitar for fun. But while I was a teacher, I kept on like having, I guess one of my videos went kind of viral, and then I kept on getting called to do tours, and so I had to quit teaching, and I never thought I would be a professional musician. And I'm sure my parents never wanted me to be a professional musician, but they're cool now.
At least they're cool.
Yeah, so that's my whole guitar journey.
So a little bit rebellious,
A little bit, yeah. That's
from
not the worst thing I could do.
From classical music to rock music.
Yeah, but I still love classical music so much.
I would see you play a lot of other instruments on your YouTube channel.
Definitely.
For example.
Yeah, I think it's cool because I get to. I hated it when I was young,
right?
Because it was forced on me, and then it's just like if I don't win a competition, Asian parents are
exactly. I was going to say that.
no joke. So I kind of through discovering guitar for myself.
Right.
Discovering guitar as a way to build my self-confidence. And I didn't feel like I was an outspoken person. I was kind of quiet and sensitive. Through guitar, I felt like I had a voice, and I felt like I could say something without really having to say something.
Right, yeah.
And it gave me a lot of confidence, and it helped me not be sick anymore. It took me out of my eating disorder, and it helped me fall back in love with piano and violin. So I think it was really important for me to discover guitar for myself and then revisit piano, revisit violin on my own terms without the external pressure.
Exactly, yeah. Pressure is because I actually started on the violin as well.
Cool.
Again, Asian parents sort of thing.
Parents,
yeah. But I hated it. And I also got to play the guitar. And then I didn't continue with the violin, but I was like, man, I wish I kept on playing it.
It's never too late. I'm sure it's still in your muscle memory.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's with instruments, people put so much pressure on you. You got to compete, you got to be the best, you got to be the fastest, the most perfect. But I think the most important thing is you got to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's what guitar helped me discover is like, man, it's supposed to be something that makes you feel something. It's supposed to be a mode of self-expression, and it's supposed to help you, not make you feel frustrated and not, fill you with self-doubt and not force you to compare yourself to others. So I think that was a big, important step in my musical journey.
Right. Okay, so now you being an Ibanez artist, right? And then you have 2 Ibanez signature guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of them is more T style, and the other is more S style in terms of configuration, right?
Yeah.
So is it so that you can cover more ground?
Yeah, I have my Covet. I think with Covet I use mostly the Strat style one, but I have like a solo, more indie songwriter project, and I think sonically I haven't really released much from it yet, but like I definitely plan on using the Tele more. And I also just wanted diversity. I think for me, I can't choose between Teles or Strats, and I'd rather not.
Why not both?
Yeah, I don't want people to have to choose as well. And I figure it would be a fun way to vary up the OG by releasing a second one, different color, but also different tone option.
Right. And what gravitated you towards the Talman shape? Because that's not a common shape at least for the U.S. market.
Yeah, I really like offset guitars. I remember initially I was like, I think I got approached by Ibanez for an endorsement, and I was like, I always thought it was like pointy metal guitars, and I was like, I don't know if I play metal, I play maybe progressive music, but I'm like, I don't know if I can see myself with like a flying V or something, I know that's not like an Ibanez thing, but like, I remember my artist rep at the time was like, I got the perfect guitar for you, because I told him I like the offset shape, like Jazz Masters and stuff. So yeah, he showed me the Talman, and I took my old pickups out of another Strat guitar I had, and I put them in the Talman that he sent me, and I fell in love.
Right.
The neck just felt great.
I see.
I think it's like the perfect fusion between 2 worlds, like for people who maybe not necessarily are playing metal, but the neck is really fast, so you can do acrobatic technical things on it, but tonally it's more. Yeah,
like you're not really like a technical metal shredder type of guitarist, but you are also very, not metal sort of technical, but you're also very technical.
Yeah, like I have to be agile on the fretboard, so having a thin neck definitely helps, and yeah, they're just built really well too. So.
And then can we expect something from you, from Ibanez in the future? Because yeah, so
I'm in the lab right now. I'm researching pickups.
Right.
I think I'm gonna do one, not a single coil pickup, maybe something a little different. So I'm currently experimenting. It might be pink.
Might be pink, okay.
So.
And might be prestige.
Might be prestige. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. And then the other thing, in front of us is your pedalboard.
Giant board.
Yes. Yeah, we saw you carrying it. It was like, should we help you with that?
Oh, yeah. I recently put wheels on the case, and that was a game changer.
Right.
Pro tip, Home Depot, $60. I don't know if you have Home Depot here. What is your hardware store?
Damn, can't think of it right now. We definitely have something.
Okay, well, you can get your own wheels. So if you travel with a board and it's heavy, so you don't break your back, you can just get a drill and install casters on it, and it's great.
Yeah. Oh, Teli Wu is the one that is the one we have in Taiwan.
Cool.
Yeah. Because I'm from Canada, so we also have Home Depot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. How did you choose these pedals? And what is the one pedal that you can't live without?
Oh my gosh. I guess these are my tour essentials. I have tons of effects at home, and I think they're kind of divided by tour board, like the tour essentials. Sometimes I swap stuff out, like this board changed for this tour for sure.
Okay.
But sometimes I have other pedals which like are mostly studio tools. For me, my tour board essentials is easy to troubleshoot, no like secret modes that it might get stuck in. Like I need to be able to play, and if something's wrong, immediately reach down and know to fix it. So Anything with menu diving, it's out.
Right, okay.
But those are like my studio tools at home because I really like to get granular at home and really go into finding that perfect tone. But on a board, you kind of need something that's instant and fast and you just simple. Like simple is the best. So yeah, that's how I kind of chose what on my board. I know these like the back of my hand. And you know, I think I don't really improvise that much when I'm playing, but I definitely improvise with effects. Like every night I'll like do something a little different.
Okay.
I love modulation. I feel like that's, at one point I wanted to get a chorus tattoo because it's like two sine waves kind of out of phase because it's my favorite effect.
Okay.
So yeah, I have all my modulation here. I guess if I were to walk you through my whole chain, it's like tuner, gain stuff, tuner, compressor, gain stuff, goes into the fuzz and the octave zone, and then my special effects, then it goes into modulation, then it goes into reverb, then it goes into my delays, and yeah, I have 3 delay. I have 1, 2, 3 delays. I have 3 delays.
Yes.
4 if you count this one, because this one has a multi-delay in it. Actually 5 if you count the DD3, but I don't really use it as a delay, I use it as a stutter.
Right, yeah.
So maybe delay, like I love delay. It's such a cool way to fatten up distortion to kind of fill up the sound and make it sound a little less harsh. It's such a great way you can play with it rhythmically and stack 2 delays to kind of make like a ping pong effect.
Right.
You know, the Edge does that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love delays. I love modulation. It's probably the 2 categories of pedals.
Okay, but you mentioned that you want to be able to troubleshoot really quickly and without having to sort of complicate things.
Yeah.
To put it, but the microcosm is
it's complicated. Yeah. Yeah, that one's my like I only use live. I'm only using maybe like 15% of what it's capable of.
Right.
Honestly, the micro loop, the glitch, all of that is so great. But I'm using granules mostly, and it serves as my transitions. It serves as my oh my god, something's wrong. Slap it on and just it'll do something. I'll play a chord, it'll do something. It'll fill up the space, and then everyone is spared from my bad jokes. So yeah, that one kind of, and it's like my special effects for if I need like more like lead passage to sound really ethereal. It kind of just sits underneath really nice. So yeah, it's a wild card.
Yeah, so that also means that every show of yours could be a little different.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, this thing does weird stuff.
Yeah, because like a lot of other bands, lately or for the past many years, a lot of them are playing to click tracks, backing tracks.
We play to clicks as well.
Yeah, but then are there like room for you to improv?
Definitely. I think transition time, there's a lot of improv, and like while I'm playing the part, sometimes I'll play it a little differently and put like a different effect on it. And honestly, I do a lot of special effects. I recently got into like film scoring stuff.
Okay.
And it's fun because I feel like I get to make guitar not sound like guitar. And one of my favorite party tricks now is like this Digitech Ricochet. I love Digitech stuff, it's incredible.
They're coming back.
They're sick. Like I think they're so slept on.
They're coming back.
The whammy is incredible.
Yeah.
This one I use it for like dropping the pitch down, and then I put on the DD3 and it sounds like a crazy helicopter, like really messed up. It's like it sounds cool. And then I love using the freak out as well. You can make it so that it's purely wet, so you have no OG guitar signal, and it sounds like an EBO or something. It's very like ambient friendly. And that in juxtaposition with something like this or delay just sounds so spacey and gorgeous. So yeah, that's kind of where I improv a lot, is making those special effects and adding a little, like I love detail, I'm a really detail oriented person, so sometimes I'll just change up like one little section.
Right. And not only your guitar playing is really intricate and technical, I think also you have to be really multitasking.
Yeah.
Because you have to do tap dancing.
When I practice my songs, I'm not even really practicing my hands, I'm practicing coordinating my feet, because that's where I forget sometimes, and that's where I make the most mistakes.
So ever thought of going the MIDI route, or not a fan of that?
Which one?
MIDI.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's definitely tempting, but I think there's also something so fun about like I grew up watching bands stomp on pedal boards, and the analog world is just like really fun to me because people can see how I'm making the sounds, and they can see that I'm like manually tapping in the delays and stuff. It's kind of part of the show for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I am definitely tempted by doing the mapping, and I have an HX Stomp and a Helix, and I think in the future I foresee some kind of hybrid thing going on.
Yeah, and we also heard about maybe stuff in the works with some pedal company or something like that in the future, maybe?
Oh yeah, maybe. I'm kind of in the talks to make some kind of new pedal. It's been slow, but I really want to release something that is different. I feel like the pedal market is really oversaturated, and it's like, who needs another reverb, or who needs, there's just a lot. You go with the basics there, but I think I'd like to come up with something that is really useful to me personally, and then, see if it takes off with other people.
So I know, like, for example, at least in your hometown, like, US tour, you use Vox amp mainly, and then you're also discovering Roland.
Yeah, I love the JC40.
Yeah, so for this tour, because 5/8 and all that, are you using an amp pedal or?
Yeah, I'm backlining AC30 every day.
Right.
I feel like I just really know how to push the tubes there, so it's like the most familiar to me.
Right.
But I'll go with anything.
Okay. Yeah, so the little fun question, which is, how many pets do you have?
I have a duck. His name's Mr. Flaps. And then I have a parrot. His name's Jekyll. I have 8 hens. They're all my mom's. She loves chickens. And she's just like, I think after I graduated college, she's just like, I'm not going to take care of you. I'm just going to take care of chickens. Moms need something to do. I love them, though. They're so sweet. I wanted to get another parrot before this tour, but I was like, I found this parrot in a pet shop that I love so much.
Right.
It's umbrella cockatoo, but I as long as I'm touring and out of town, I think it's cruel to have a pet because you're never even going to be around. So maybe in the future, if she's still available, I will buy her. Right.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe the last question, because we're kind of running low on time. Could you suggest or give tips to some players wanting to up their game?
To up their game, that's kind of broad.
Practice tips, that kind of thing.
I would say, don't put yourself in a box, and listen to a lot of different types of music. And I started Covet because I just love a lot of different types of music. I love doom metal. I love progressive rock. I love pop a lot. I love EDM. I love all these things. So I listen to all of it, and then in order to find my own sound, I just kind of take all the things that I like about, for instance, post-rock. I love the dynamics and the emotional quality of it, but I like how unpredictable prog music is, and I like how catchy dance music is. So I just take all of that, and I'm trying to kind of imitate the things that I hear on guitar. So I would say, don't put yourself in a box. And I personally started out feeling a lot of pressure to be technical because I think I got known for tapping, and I got known, my video blew up online because I was tapping and it's cool, but I suddenly felt a lot of pressure to just do that because that's what people wanted from me. And then I started to feel how I felt when I grew up, playing piano and violin for other people instead of myself. And I think one thing to keep in mind, maintaining your passion and having longevity in your career, is you have to do something that you genuinely care about and that you enjoy doing, and you can't start performing for people. So I think I stopped really caring about doing stuff that's really technical and showing off. It's hard because I think in these day and age on Instagram and stuff, people just want to play fast and it's impressive, but I'm I want to make something that is timeless, that people can listen to forever, for many generations, that dads and moms that grandmas So I think that's when I really started feeling inspired to write and create. And as soon as I stopped caring what other people think and just write the music I want to hear, I feel that's the most interesting stuff that I connect to came out. So yeah.
Yeah, especially, you mentioned you play by ear, so then you are not confined by the traditional guitar methods.
Definitely. A lot of when I start writing something, I sing it with my mouth, my voice. Everyone plays an instrument. If you have a voice, you can just sing. And then I find that when you write a riff that you can sing back, it kind of gets stuck in people's heads easier, and it sounds natural, and it flows, and I really care about flow. So then, yeah, all my songs started out as me humming something and then I don't know how to play it yet. I use my ear to find it and then I just build it up from there.
Right. Okay, then thank you very much. So, looking forward to seeing you perform tonight.
Yeah, I'm stoked to play. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.